Hello, Living Dead Dolls fans. This is Josh, aka Doggiepants, and I am coming at you by myself today to take a look at Living Dead Dolls Series 17. I know it's taken me forever to get through these series dolls, but a lot of new dolls are coming out, and I keep having to review them, and plus this tour is killing me. But let's keep chugging away, shall we? Like always, I'm going to start with my least favorite doll and go to my favorite, but we're going to start today with the coffin. The coffin is a black coffin, no handles on it. One nice thing about the Urban Legend series is that it is a brown tissue paper. And then we have this chipboard, okay? So there's an image that corresponds with the name of the doll. This one obviously is Spider Bite, so we've got a spider with a spider web there. We have the poem, and it does say Series 17 Urban Legends. It's a little hard to read just with all the coloring, but that's all right. Yeah, but that is the coffin. Oh, they also had kind of interesting death certificates. I don't normally show the death certificates just because it's a lot of reading and, you know, whatever. But this is kind of what they look like. So this is Bloody Marys. But they were like old-timey scrolls that had a poem about the urban legend on it. So it didn't have a death date per se because they are legends. So just be aware of that if you're taking a look. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first doll that I'm going to review is actually, for a long time, she was kind of my least favorite doll that Mezco ever put out. Since then, that's changed because of Crackjack and like the evil stepmother. But a lot of people do love her. I just am not a huge fan, and that is Spider Bite. So let's take a look at her outfit. So she does have the standard Living Dead Dolls boots on, and then she's got these really nice fishnet tights. Like it's a really tight fishnet. It does have some give to it. And then she's got this dress that's actually all one piece. It's a little 90s grunge, so it looks like she's got this, you know, dress with short sleeves and then a shirt underneath it. But these sleeves here, this gray sleeve, is actually attached right here at the arm. So you can lift the smaller sleeve, but just know that there's nothing that goes on underneath the dress itself. This is all one piece. It does Velcro up the back. It is kind of gray and black striped. It's just a kind of like a jersey material. And then the sleeves are a little more spandexy feeling, and they do have this nice spider web design on them. She does have a Winona Ryder choker. It's just a black piece of fabric. I don't think you can take it off, actually. Yeah, I don't think it's like felt material too, so you probably have to pop her neck off or her head off to get it off. Be aware that this doll is a real. There's a lot of staining that happens on this doll too. It's just the nature of the clothes, but yeah, just be aware that that's the case. Her hair is actually pretty thickly rooted, and I think you can tell just from the image how thickly rooted it is. But it's a bit of a mess, right? So like, I know that they were going with this kind of spunky short haircut, and I love the purple color. I love it. They don't do enough. Well, maybe some people's opinions are different than mine, but I actually love it when they do funky, funny colored hair, especially for a doll like this, which is, you know, kind of goth 90s reference. The dyed hair makes sense. But the haircut itself, it's just a choppy mess, and I'm not exactly sure what they were going with. And this has been cleaned up by me. There's pieces that are long, scraggly in certain places. So it does take quite a bit of zhuzhing. The other thing that drives me a little crazy about her hair is they wanted to paint the scalp the same color as the hair, obviously, but they brought that paint down a little too low, and so it shows up on the doll because the hair is so thick that it pushes out as opposed to laying flat. So you can see that paint job, which I'm not a huge fan of. Where this doll is problematic for me is actually in the face paint. I think it's really, the idea is really pretty and disturbing. Like, okay, so she's got this spider bite, right? And a spider laid eggs in her face and it's hatched and all the babies are coming out. That's great. If they had done that and then just done the simple eye, the simple lip, and the eyebrow, it would have been great. But because she's crying mascara, it makes this whole mess just get a little kind of confusing. It's hard to figure out exactly what's going on. And especially if she's far away, it's like, what am I looking at? And I think that's the problem that I have with Spider Bite. The spiders are nice. The blood is pretty cool. I actually like the mascara running. It's really pretty. If it had been on a doll where that was kind of the feature. The eyes are a dark gray color with a red pupil, and she's looking sideways at her Spider Bite. She has a well-lined red lip, and then these kind of she's a little scared kind of eyebrow going on. Yeah, but that is Spider Bite. Spider Bite does not come with an accessory. So moving on, next up is Bloody Mary for me. And some people may actually be a little surprised by this because I think Bloody Mary is a semi-popular doll. But again, it was just a lot going on. I do like her dress. Her dress, it's hard to explain what kind of material this is. It's a little crinkly, a little velvety, but not quite. But it does hold its shape well. But yeah, so it is all one piece. But let's just take a look at the skirt. There is this like ribbon detail that goes around that's sewn. There's no give in that whatsoever. There's 2 tiers of that. It is pleated kind of up here at the top. And the bodice has, they do this kind of detail with Living Dead dolls quite a bit, where there's lace on the 2 sides and they have ribbon that kind of crisscross here. It does disappear a little bit on this doll from far away, but that detail is there, so just be aware. She does have a flared sleeve. There's no give, so there's no elastic on this outfit. She has the same kind of flare around the neck of the bodice as well. There's also a little ribbon detail on her arm there. She does have witchy boots, and it is blood-splattered boots. I kind of wish that the blood splattering went up on her legs as well. But she does have a lot of blood and cuts on her face. I'm going to pull this dress down too so you can get a good look at some of the paint detail on her chest. So, actually, we'll go to her hair first. Her hair is gnarly and disgusting on purpose, right? So it's a ratty mess. It looks like, you know, the homeless lady on the street. That's mean, but you know what I mean. It's disgusting. It feels a little dirty. You can mess with it, stick it in different positions, make it as crazy as you want. It's pretty decently rooted for what it is. You can't really see any bald spots on it. Well, no, maybe a little bit here and there, but it's not too bad. I kind of like the rat's nest hair that she's got going on. The face paint is actually really, really beautiful. So she does have blood splattering on her arms. She is a curved-handed doll, which she doesn't come with a knife, I don't think, so that kind of surprises me. At least I didn't get it in my doll, so if she does come with a knife, please put it in the comments below. I might have missed that. Blood splattering on the arms, and then she's got this huge cut across her neck and chest where it's bloody, you know, it's dripping. She's got cuts all over her face as if she's like run through a broken mirror. And the cuts have really nice detail. Like, look at that line with the blood pouring out of it. It's actually really nice. I love an airbrush doll. This is an airbrush doll with the red around her eyes. She's got a little bit of wonky eye. I've heard other people talk about that too. Kind of intense, but very faint eyebrow there. And she's an open mouth screaming doll. So there's blood on her teeth, but a black lipstick as well. But yeah, she does have the staining issue as well. Staining was a real problem for this series. So just be aware of that. She does come with an accessory, and that is her mirror. And that is the mirror there. It's got the sulfur symbol on the top, and it's actually pretty thick plastic. It's pretty well made, which I appreciate. It's got like a faux wood grain on the back there, which is really nice. Yeah, that's her mirror, and I assume that's something that she holds in her hand, like so, but maybe she comes with a knife and I just didn't have it in my doll, so very possible. Yeah, but that is Bloody Mary. Okay, moving on. So next up is the Hook, which I actually kind of like the Hook. He does not get much love, and he could be, you know, a little stronger maybe, but I actually kind of like him. His design's kind of cool. For one, he's got this amazing jacket, right? But let's start with the boots, actually. So we've got boots. You know, I forgot to mention socks on Bloody Mary. She does not come with socks, and neither does he. So he's got these black boots, but they're kind of caked with brown mud. No socks on this doll, but it's cool. Do you want to go to the coat? Yeah, let's go to the coat. So the coat is, it's a really nice coat. It's like a wool material. It does have it's double breasted there, so we've got 6 buttons. Those obviously are not working buttons, but what's interesting about him is his coat is snaps. It's not the usual Velcro. The collar does tend to stay up, but I kind of like that aspect about it. It's really nice. It looks like he stole this coat, and I will get to why in a second, but I'm going to unsnap it. It only has 2 snaps, even though there's 3 buttons on the front. When we open it, he is an escaped, like, insane asylum guy, right? So it feels a little like Michael Myers kind of thing going on. You can see the, like, mud on his cut-off pants. They don't even have a nice cuff on them, which is designed. I don't think that's, just Mezco being cheap. That's a part of the design. There's mud. It's cool. It's all one piece. It does Velcro here up the front. It does have 2 pockets on the front. What else is kind of interesting, too, is they really try to make him out to look like a bit of a monster. And he's got, I'm trying to see if I'm pretty sure it's built into the costume. Yeah, it is. So you're going to notice, I'm going to hold him up, that he's got a giant humped back, right? So he's almost a little Quasimodo. There's actual padding in the back of the coat there to give it that kind of humped feeling. And then it says Ewing Asylum on the back of his coat, which is pretty freaking cool, I think. So he's stole this coat after he's escaped from the insane asylum, and he's coming after you and your friends with his hook. And this hook has been used quite a bit since the hook came out. But this shaped hook was actually unique when this doll came out. He was the first one to have this. It is blood splattered. You can twirl it, so it does move. You can have it any way you want. So if you do want to hang him from something, like the rearview mirror of your car, you can do so. But that is his outfit. It's a really nice outfit for a boy doll. I like it. He's scary. I think where people have some problems with the hook is the intense, bright green hair. Again, I like it because I like that. But it does seem like, well, why? Why the bright green hair? It's also pretty thinly rooted. You can kind of, it may be by design too. The rooting doesn't go super low. What else is weird is it's rooted in a straight line on his hair. I've never been a big fan when Living Dead dolls do that because it just doesn't feel very realistic. Nobody's part goes across their head like that. And so I wish it was a little bit thicker rooted, but it's not too bad. There's a lot of gel in this doll's hair, so I've combed mine out a little bit, but be aware that you may have to deal with that. It's also cut very like ragged. Again, probably intentional, but just be aware. Again, he is a airbrush doll, which I love the airbrush dolls. He's got black around the eyes. He does have a really intense black eyebrow. He's cut his face a couple of times with his hook here. Then he's got a really bright yellow pupil. His eyes are a little bloodshot there. It's nice. No lipstick, obviously, because he's a boy doll, but yeah, very, very cool. I like his design. Again, I have a feeling he would be a really, really popular doll if they had given him a different colored hair. But I like it. So that's the hook. Next up is Vanishing Hitchhiker. This doll was the one that I was really torn about when I first saw the rendering because I was like, wait, what's going on with her face? Which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of problems with this doll, but overall she's kind of cool and her outfit is amazing. So she's made it to this part in the lineup. So obviously I like her a lot. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at her coat first. So she's got kind of like a Letterman jacket a little bit. It does have the sulfur symbol there. It's got what appear to be white buttons that go down, but this is just a Velcroed piece here. You can open it up. It does have pleather sleeves, just like a Letterman jacket would, with a little bit of cotton here around the bottom. These are not working pockets on the side, but they're sewn to make them look like they are pockets there. And this obviously does open up and come off. Now, the story of the Vanishing Hitchhiker is that somebody picks up a hitchhiker on the side of the street. She has no shoes, obviously no shoes, no socks, anything. She's in this dress. She gets in the back of the car. I think the student gives her his jacket, and then she disappears. something like that. I don't know. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. But that is why she has the Letterman jacket. But what's nice is she has a really beautiful dress on underneath this jacket. So I'm going to take her jacket off. And you can see what's going on underneath. It's really pretty, right? So it's this pink, really light pink, white almost, dress. It's a really simple kind of cutesy little girl dress. It does have these black bows that go all the way around it. There is a black ribbon that goes around the like bottom of the bodice there and ties and goes down her back. She has some lace around her sleeves and around the neck of the dress that just like peekaboos up over the top. Another little bow here, ribbon. And then her sleeves are those kind of half sleeves that go off of the shoulder. And there is a little bit of give on that sleeve as well. So it's really nice design. One other thing that I love about this doll is this is the one and only time they've ever used the hitchhiker hand for Living Dead doll. Like, how cute is that? Of course she has to have the hitchhiker since she's the Vanishing Hitchhiker, but they've never used that again, and I'm surprised because they like to reuse things like that. So it'd be cool if they do. Another thing that people always comment on, and they're like, "Oh my God, something's wrong with my doll." It's these little green marks, like green dots of ink, and also that there's a lot of dirt on the, you can kind of see it in the video, that brown staining. That's all intentional. It's like she's been, I think those are supposed to be grass stains. It's like she's dirty, she's come out of the woods. Who knows what she's been running through. Where this doll falls a little bit apart, especially for me when I saw the first images of these dolls, is in the face paint. And the reason why is it feels a little like my niece got a hold of one of my Living Dead dolls and drew on it with marker. So I was kind of surprised by this. It didn't feel like a lot of design. It felt like a really bad custom when I saw pictures. I was like, oh, that's funny. Wait, that's an actual release doll. That was their design. So I was a little confused by it. Maybe I'm throwing a lot of shade towards Mezco in this video. I don't mean to be love you guys, but that was never a big fan of mine. One nice thing is that kind of coloring goes all the way down her body. Underneath on her chest, though, it's not really there, so it's just on the arms, the legs, and the face. I'm going to hold her up close so you can get a good look at what I mean by this face painting. It's not my favorite. There's streaking that goes down her face. Her lipstick is kind of painted badly a little bit there. Her eyes are redder on the edges, and then it looks like somebody took a highlighter for the inside and then like a weird marker for her mascara running down. It's just like when you compare this to even Spider-Bite, who's got too much going on, but at least it's nice and clean, right? It's confusing that these two dolls came out in the same series. But yeah. But that's Vanishing Hitchhiker's face paint. The other part where Vanishing Hitchhiker gets a little crazy is her hair. Now this one happens to be pretty good. Like, I like the way it lays. It looks really nice. It is very, very thickly rooted. But the cut on this doll's hair is strange. Look at that. That's the back of her hair. So it's like short in parts, it's long in others, it's short in here. It lays nicely, like it's gonna be beautiful doll hair, and it does have some like weird curl to it. But it just, the cut does not make any sense to me. I'm not sure exactly what they were going for. And I had a Vanishing Hitchhiker before this where it was worse. It was like this part was so short. It was like up to here. It just didn't make any sense. Again, this one's nice. I wish that it was a little bit better. But again, she's my second favorite of the series. So, you know, I still like her. I feel like I'm throwing a lot of shade, but I don't mean to be. She's a cool doll. The thumb and the outfit alone make her worth buying. But that is the Vanishing Hitchhiker, which means that my favorite doll of the series, and I think for most people it's their favorite doll from the Urban Legends series, is the Unwilling Donor. She's just a really pretty, classic, nice, beautiful doll. Oh man, I haven't moved her in a while. I need to run my hands through her hair. But she doesn't have a lot going on, but there's something about her design that's so pretty and so simple and so beautiful. So yeah, it won't take me long to show you this doll, but she doesn't have socks or shoes on, obviously, because like the story of um, the unwilling donor is that like she meets somebody at a bar, they drug her, they take her home, she wakes up in a bathtub full of ice with her kidney missing, right? Um, so that's why she doesn't have any shoes or socks on, because she's woken up in a bathtub, right? She's got her powder blue bathrobe, which goes really well with the rest of her coloring, which really gives the kind of cold feel as if she's woken up in a pool of blood and ice. This material is actually, it feels, I mean, it is like a bathrobe material, which is super, super cool. Um, so yeah, let me pull this out too. I'll show you that in a second. Um, so here we go. It does have a nice collar to it. There's a little bit of a ribbon detail that goes around the collar. Her sleeve does have a little bit of ribbon there too, and it's kind of folded up. The pockets are working pockets, and they do have a little bit of ribbon detail. This piece that kind of closes her robe for her does go through two loops, one under each arm, right? So you can open it and kind of let it stay, and there'll be a reason that you may want to do that. I'll show you in a second. And then she's got a lot of blood staining from where her kidney had been removed through the powder blue bathrobe as well. So I'm going to take this robe just slightly off so you can see the especially really cool detail of this doll. And there it is. She has had her kidney removed and stitched up, and it is very bloody. I love it. I love this doll. The design is so simple, yes. And when they first released images, I think people were like, well, that seems like a simple, silly doll. But it's so cool. And even like the inside of this this bathrobe has some ribbon detail in it. Like, it's nice. It's well done. It's well made. If you were to buy a doll from this series, this is the one, in my opinion. I think she's super cool. Great design. Also holds her value, I think, pretty well. Let's take a look at her face paint. Here we go. Look, she looks just absolutely terrified. She's got a blue lip, obviously, because she's woken up cold. A really simple black lined eyebrow. She's looking up. She's got green eyes with a little bit of brown detail. She's got kind of that old school shading around her eyes, circa Series 2, but it is blue in color. And then a really simple eyelash as well. But the best part of this doll is her hair. Her hair is really nice and thick. It's just, it feels good, and the black and the blue stripes look really nice. Excuse me, this doll is just super cool, super beautiful, and if all of this wasn't enough, she comes with probably the best accessory ever for a Living Dead doll, and that is her missing kidney, which I just dropped. And it's like a legit kidney with a little bit of blood splatter on it. How freaking cute is that? I tend to keep it in her pocket so I don't lose it. But yeah, there we go. That is the Unwilling Donor. Love her. That's it, you guys. That is Series 17, The Urban Legends. If you couldn't tell, this is not my favorite series that they've ever put out, but I do like some of them. They're really, really cool. Again, it does have Spider Bite, which I've never been a huge fan of, but, you know, to each their own, always. But here they are, Series 17. Yeah. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If I have time, I'll try to move on to Series 18. If not, you probably won't see me until Series 31 comes out, which is, I just heard from Mezco, will be in the middle of May. It was like supposed to be April, May, but probably will be in the beginning or middle of May. So just keep an eye out for those dolls because they're super cool. All designed by Mez, by the way, too, which I love. But yeah, but that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk to you later. Bye.